Good afternoon, everybody. It's me, Jessica, your health fitness program manager from McLean. Today we're going to be doing a really great, mostly on the floor, total body Tabata HIIT circuit. It's going to be total body, but with a lot of focus on our lower half, stabilizing, strengthening, finding some flexibility and whatnot in our hips and our glutes. Everything that we're doing today, or a lot of it, I should say, not everything, is working to help you get that really nice, strong, solid core, getting prepared to do your best so that you can participate in the Olympics that we have going on right now. And then when class is over, we're going to challenge ourselves to do 1 minute of hip thrusters. You can always just watch if you need to. And then, however many hip thrusters you get in that minute, I'm going to encourage you to email that in to Jen at fitness@miter.org, and I will share the email in the comments of this video so that you can let us know how amazing you are. There's going to be one more week after this, so your goal is to see how you do today and then try it again next week, see if you can do even better. The most important person to try and beat is yourself, but we'll also be letting you guys know who is kicking some major butt, who's putting out some really big numbers. Something to work towards. Okay, so grab some water. I'm gonna bring some coffee also because I'm tired. We're gonna get started in 3 minutes at 4:30. I'm not letting my being tired stop me from coming here to bring to the mat whatever I can today. Remember, your best is always enough, even if you don't think that it's your best. Some days our best is just okay. That's also totally okay. But just bring whatever it is that you have possible. You're going to go hard every set as if it is the first set that you're doing. Push yourself. Don't save that energy for the end for the hip thrusters. And I'll see you guys in 2 minutes. Fred, are you talking to the people? Are you talking to the people, Ladybird? Would you like some peanuts? I want some peanuts. There you go. It's a quality peanut. Yeah. I don't have any peanuts for you, Uncle Buck. But I do have lots of love. That's free, and it's extra low in calories. Yep. Okay, stay here the whole class, okay, little dude? Thanks. Oh, my watch. All right, it's 4:30. Hi, everybody. We're gonna go ahead and just for a minute, I might cut my head off. We're gonna start off with a little bit of marching, and then we're gonna get down on the floor. We're pretty much gonna stay there except for that duck walking / kneeling get up that we have coming towards the end. For the whole class, you're welcome. All right, so starting here, standing, just start to Find some movement of those shoulders. Start to ground your feet down into the floor. Start drawing your belly button back towards your fine. You are towards your spine. Finding a little bit of engagement in your glutes. Go ahead and change direction of those shoulder circles. If you can, work to find a little bit more length through the crown of your head. Just make sure you're not crunching down here. Awesome, let's go ahead and come into a nice little march. Just working to get our heart rates up a teeny bit. Maybe let's go ahead and make it a nice big kneeling march. Kneeling march, is that even a thing? I don't know. Honestly, you guys, I slept terribly last night. If you missed me saying that in the beginning, I slept so badly. That means I'm gonna sweat it up today, but I'm still here. We're gonna add a little bit of a rotation here. So just drawing your hands up a little bit closer towards your chest and pulling your elbows behind you, starting to warm up that upper, mid back, those obliques. 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Already starting to warm up those hip flexors a little bit as well. All right, so let's come on down onto your mat or the space that you have for yourself today. And we're actually gonna lay down on our bellies. To begin with, we're gonna go for a hip extension with a knee turn. So keeping both of your hands down on the floor. This is like a twist, like this spine twist on your belly that we do sometimes in yoga. But you're gonna try and keep that right shoulder toward the floor as you lift your foot up. Tap your toe down. Open that knee out a little bit more towards the side, still bringing that right shoulder close towards the mat, and then just close it in and roll yourself back over. Let's do 5 of those. So bend your knee, press into your right hand palm, opening up those hips gently, right toe comes down, and then draw that knee back, opening up a little bit more. Ooh, and using your breath, just finding the range of motion that works best for you. 4 more. Don't feel like you need to bring your toe all the way up towards your extended left hand palm. You can, that's gonna work your abs a little bit more, but you can always just cross over very close down towards your feet. It's a little bit easier if you're finding that stability on the floor closer towards the bottom of your mat. Last one. Nice. And go ahead and roll over onto the other side. I'll demonstrate one more time just in case you are still like, what are we doing? Okay, so with your hips down on the mat, keeping both hands down. This time you're gonna bend up your left leg, press into your left hand, and just bring your toe over. Find a place to tap your toe down on the floor, and then just open that knee back towards the side. Even feeling a little bit of engagement on that outer glute. And then roll yourself back down. And you can extend your leg or just keep it bent. Let's go for 5. And find that little extra open with toe on the floor. Roll it back over. 4. Just using your breath. Make sure you're not holding your breath while you're doing this. 3. Even if you need to move a little bit slower. 2 more. 2. Try not to rotate in the chest too much. Working to try and keep your chest down on the floor. Last one. Nice work. All right. Next up. We're going to roll over onto our side. Whichever side that you would like to roll over onto. And we're just going to go for some side laying external rotation like a clamshell. So you can find however feels best for you to relax your head. If you want, resting your head on top of your arms so that you stay in that nice straight line so that nothing feels uncomfortable, but maybe it does feel best for you to rest your head on your hand and be a little out of alignment. That's okay. All right, you're going to stack your hips on top of each other, stack your knees. Your upper hand can be used for a little bit of balance. We're just going to open up our thighs by squeezing your glutes. You're finding the action from squeezing your glutes. You can make it a little bit harder by separating your feet from each other. Yay, just working to find a little bit more flexibility, range of motion. Make sure you're still breathing. We're gonna do 3 more. 3, really open it up and out to the back as much as you can. 2, last one on this side. Nice, so we're gonna roll over onto the other side. Onto the other side, find what feels good. Experiment with staying right here with your head on your arms so you can be aligned. Stack your knees and your hips on top of each other. Find that stability with your top hand. We're just gonna open and close. So you're working to find the motion from your glute. Anyone can just swing that knee up nice and high, but you're really rotating right here from your hip as well. And still breathing. Let's do 3 more after this one. So 3, 2, 1. We're going to do one last move to really work on the range of motion here in our legs. So this time, it's easiest with your bottom knee bent. We're going to take our hands and we're going to reach them out in front of us and just kind of relax your head down towards the floor. All right, so whichever leg you have on top, you are going to draw that knee up towards your chest, and then you're going to open up, knee stretches up towards the ceiling, and then you're going to stretch through your heel. So a little internal rotation as you reach towards the back of the room, then bring your thighs closer together and draw your knees back up to the same starting point. Let's go in the opposite direction. So this time, pressing through your heel behind you. Think about reaching your heel as if it's going to touch the back of your head. Then open up that thigh. Little external rotation right here. Then you're going to bring it back in. Knee comes up towards your chest. And then once more, 2 knees come in line. One more time in each direction. So draw your knee up towards your chest. Try not to find any rounding of your back. Open up that thigh. We're going to stretch through our heel towards the wall behind us. Little internal rotation happening. And then bringing those thighs back towards each other. This time, take it towards the back. Stretch through your heel. Open it up. Draw that knee in towards your chest. And then 2 legs together. Beautiful. Let's roll over to the other side. Oh, don't worry, we're gonna work right after this. All right, so stretching those hands out in front of you. Find that nice straight spine. We're gonna start by this time, whichever leg you have on the top. For me, it's the left. Draw that knee up towards your chest. Then open it up. Then stretch through your heel as if you're reaching towards the back of your head. And then go ahead, bring those knees back in together, opposite direction. Stretching through your heel, reaching that heel towards your head. Opening up that thigh, knee stretches up towards the ceiling. Drawing it in, knee comes towards your chest. And then pressing down, knees come together. One more time, up towards your chest. Open nice and wide. Stretch through your heel, reach that heel towards your head the best you can to the wall behind you. Knees come together. Last time, opposite direction, stretch through your heel. Open it up. Knee comes to chest. And then 2 knees in one line. Yay, that was some controlled articular rotation just to build some movement in those hips. So let's go ahead, roll over onto our backs. Is my timer nearby? Yes, my timer's nearby. All right, we're gonna do one last little stretch before we come into our single leg glute bridges. So go ahead, cross your right leg over your left and just draw that left knee in towards your chest. We're gonna stay nice and simple right here. Just let gravity do the work. I want you to take about 3 breaths right here. Awesome, relax and release that left foot down towards the floor. Place your right foot down, cross your opposite leg over your thigh, whichever you did first. Stretch that bent knee towards the end of the mat and lift your grounded foot off the floor. Yay, so today we're gonna start off with some single leg glute bridges. We're going to do 4 on the right side and we're going to do 4 on the left side. Relax, release yourself down towards the floor. Just hang it right here in your breath. So for our single leg glute bridges, you're going to start off by stretching your right leg up towards the ceiling. If you can't get your leg as straight up towards the ceiling as me, that's okay. You can do the same thing with a bent knee. Keep in mind that as your knee comes closer towards your chest, it can be a little bit easier, and if you have your heel further away, you can be working those abs a little bit more. Do whatever works best for you. You're welcome to keep your arms down on the floor. For the first 2 of 4 on this side, we're going to lift and lower. For the second 2, we're going to stay lifted and just make some teeny circles with that toe. Let's go ahead and jump right in. We had a beautiful long warm-up. Start your glute bridges single leg. If you can't do single leg, just do double. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So, oh wait, single leg like this. Oh my gosh, I told you guys I'm tired. I'm sorry. All right, so feel free to really press the back of your arms into the mat as much as you need to. You should have your upper back staying flat on the mat, so shoulder not coming all the way up onto your shoulders. Just take a break. Coming up towards that back, feel free to shake it out, whatever feels good. Right here, we're going to do the same leg, same thing. 3, 2, belly tight. 1, here we go. So make sure that you have that stomach sucked in. Find that abdominal engagement and use your breath. Exhale. Try and touch that toe, especially if you have a straight leg, up towards the ceiling. Be grounding through all 4 corners of the foot that you have on the floor. Take a break. Don't roll towards the outside or inside. Do your best. All right, this time we're going to stay lifted in that glute bridge and make some circles with our toe the size of a quarter. Here we go. Keep breathing. Find one spot, focus your eyes. Press a little more into your heel, squeeze your glute, lift those hips. Belly tight. Take a break. 1 more on this side. 3, 2, 1, lift up. Here you go. Now, if you don't need these arms on the mat to help support you, you can always reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Maybe cross your hands over your chest for a little bit more challenge in stabilizing here. Just in case you hadn't thought of that on your own. Take a break. It's raining outside. And the sound of the rain, we're going to switch to the left leg. On the windowsill or on the air conditioner sounded the same as mice. Begin. And if you've been working out with me since the beginning of the Rona, you know I did have that delightful mouse problem. All right, make sure that you're still using that breath. Really grounding into whichever foot you have down on the floor. Take a break. 1 more just like that, up and down. Begin. Try and touch that toe up towards the ceiling. Keep that upper back on your mat. Really use that exhale to find a little extra lift. Take a break. Feel free to shake it out in between in those 10 seconds. Those are your 10 seconds. Next up, we have those toe circles. Begin, stretch it up. Stay lifted. Keep that belly tight. Squeeze those glutes. Obviously, if you're going for a 2-leg glute bridge, you can't make a toe circle, but you can just stay lifted. Take a break in your glute bridge, just doing your best to get those hips up nice and high. We got one more, that's it, and then we move on. 3, 2, begin. Teeny little circles with your toe. In retrospect, I wish I'd asked you to circle in 2 different directions, but hindsight's 20/20. Take a break, yay! Take a moment, draw those knees in towards your chest. Pull your shoulders away from your ears, tuck your chin towards your chest. Get as much of your neck and back vertebrae flat on the mat. Stretching through the crown of your head, elbows towards hips, sacrum pressed down on the mat. Even give yourself some nice little circles right here. Massage out that lower back. Great. Next up, we've got X and O sit-ups or crunches. X and O crunches. Ideally, X and O crunches, arms are going to come up overhead. You're going to sit yourself up, come into boat pose, and then extend back out. You can keep everything hovering off the floor for a little bit more challenge, or feel free to relax those heels down to make it easy for yourself. If going for a full X and O is too hard for you, keep one heel on the floor and still lift up into your crunch. Even if you have to have one leg extended, one knee on the floor, just doing your best. And you can use those arms for a little bit of momentum, but try not to swing yourself up completely. Try to use those abs. Same thing, all 8 rounds. Grab a sip of water or, iced coffee, whatever works. It's water, it's just brown. Nothing says yum like a little bit of milk and exercise. Okay, we start in 3, 2, 1, begin. X and O crunches. Think about really taking your time, especially on the way back down, so you're not just going blah and splatting down onto the floor. You're really making sure that you're using your core to control yourself, especially if the way up is challenging for you, and take a break. And you do need to use more of those arms to swing yourself up. Work on using those abs to control yourself down. 3, 2, 1. Remember, oopsie doodles, you can always be just doing one leg at a time. Keep consistent with one leg for 4 sets, and then the other leg for the other. Honestly, just keep doing something. Make sure that you don't only do your right leg the whole time, though. Take a break. 3, 2, 1, belly tight and begin. Keep that stomach sucked in. It's that lower belly that we're pulling in below the belly button area. Still plenty of room for you to take some nice breaths. Now remember, if you want to work harder, don't bring your heels back down towards the floor. Maybe that seems really hard. Take a break. Maybe it's super hard for you to not bring both of your heels down towards the floor. Think about just letting one hover. 3, 2, begin. So maybe one heel comes down, the other heel hovers, and switch it up each time. Just making these small, little, incremental changes sometimes. Might not even seem like much, but with challenge comes change. Take a break. Nobody said you had to, on day number 1, do the full X and O sit-up. You work your way up to it. 3, 2, begin. So what if babies hang out with their feet hovering off of the floor like it's relaxing? I want to be such a baby that I can just do that hover hold like it's child's play. Take a break. We're almost there, you guys. 3, 2, 1, begin again. So maybe you switch things up a little bit each time. Every set can look different if you know that you're doing something, you're working hard. By lifting those feet up off of the floor, we're getting those lower abs in with those upper abs. Y'all, take a break. I think we got 2 left. 3, 2, 1. I bet you can see how a motion like this can help you with the hip thrusters, which are kind of like a burpee, but without the push-up that we're going to do at the end. Yay! 1 more. 3, 2, 1, go for it. Just working right now on using those abs, Getting that ab strength too. Draw those knees up as you hop or step up, and then sending them back out. And also, as always, we're focusing on that control. The intensity is hard, but we want that good form. Yay! Take a little break. Take a little break. Take a little break. Grab that high quality H2O. Oh. Okay. And a nice challenging move coming up next. Push-ups. Push-ups with 4 mountain climbers. So again, continuing to work on the idea of driving those knees up. Your choice for the mountain climbers, where you're going to bring your knees. If you're going to bring them in towards your chest, if you're going to bring your knees to the opposite shoulder, if you're going to bring your knees out towards your elbows, switch it up each time. Do something different. Remember, you can always do the whole thing on your knees. You can do your push-up on your knees. Maybe you can press yourself back up on your toes though, even if you go down on your knees. I know that's what I'm doing. Still working on really building up so much lost strength from that shoulder surgery. Let's be real, I could never do push-ups, but it sounded like a good excuse, didn't it? Okay. So grab that quick sip of water. If you did not, just take in some tiny sips right now while we work out. So the water stays in our body and not on our backs. Okay. I mean by throwing up, not sweat. You better sweat. We start these push-ups with mountain climbers in 3, 2, 1. Begin. So give yourself that push-up. Maybe come onto your toes, press up, and 4 mountain climbers. Your choice of the speed. And then back into the push-up and 4 mountain climbers. As you do those mountain climbers, make sure your hands, palms are still around. Take a break around the area of your chest, not stretching all the way in front of you. Practicing for that plank. 3, 2, 1. Why, yes. Remember, we are still going to do a plank challenge today. Do I think I'm going to do my longest plank ever? I'm going to do the longest plank I can do today. Oh yeah, switch up those knees. Take a break. Yay. 3, 2, 1. Begin. Push-ups and mountain climbers. Oops. All you can do is try, you guys. Remember, you can do this whole thing from your knees. Take a break. From your knees if you need to. You don't have to be on your toes. Find something you can do to keep going, even when it's hard. Trust me. Begin. I feel it right now. Making sure those shoulders are staying forward by those fingertips. Take that time to focus on your form. So important. Do it right the first time. Take a break. Oh my gosh. Sometimes also if you're focusing on form, maybe you get a couple less reps in. That's okay. 3. They're quality. Begin. Quality over quantity. So I know I'm getting tired. My form is getting a little sad. Really think about as you do this push-up, everything's coming up at the same time. Ugh. And if not, just being on those knees. If you find that you're doing the worm, we're not doing the worm. We're not making love to our beautiful mats. We're doing push-ups. 3, 2, 1. So everything lowers down together and everything presses up at the same time. Or you're just hanging out on your knees, doing the best that you can. Just because you're on your knees doesn't mean that it makes it so much easier. Makes it a little bit easier. Pull those shoulders away from your ears. Take a break. Still think about finding that big engagement in your upper back before you get started. 3, 2, so shoulder blades kiss towards each other. Then press yourself up. You can still get your mountain climber right here. Even from your knees, if this is where you need to be. Shoulder blades kiss together. Lower yourself down, keep that active back. The more that you keep your back engaged, your stomach sucked in, activating all of those cores, take a break, the easier the move's gonna be. So that's why we focus on firm form. First, one more, 3, 2, begin. Back active, belly active. You can be on your knees if you need to. Do you. 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Let's take a moment, stretch your hips back towards your heels, stretch your hands in front of you. A nice stretch on the shoulders. Allow your head to fall below heart's level. It's going to allow your heart rate to come down. Oh, on the tomato side. What's happening? Okay, we've got one more exercise down here on your mat before we're gonna get up and stay low. Grab some water one more time. We're gonna lay on our bellies in just a second, so stick to those little sips though. Okay. All right, next up are Supermans with cactus arms. So make sure you have some space for those arms. You can also kind of think of this one a little bit like the breaststroke. I have like no space here. Oh my goodness. Okay, so you're gonna start with your hands in front of you. If you need to make it easier on yourself, keep your feet on the floor. Even separate your feet mats with distance. Make sure that even if your feet are on the floor, you press the tops of the feet into the floor so your kneecaps lift up and your glute squeeze and your pubic mound is pressed down, because this is mostly a back exercise here. You're gonna lift yourself up, draw those elbows back, make sure that your eyes are still down towards the floor, stretch forward and lower yourself down. If you wanna work a little bit harder, you're just gonna lift everything up, cactus it back, stretch forward and control on the way down. The same thing for all 8 rounds. I'm going to face this direction for at least half of them. We start in 3, 2, 1. So remember, easier version, feet stay on the floor, really pressing the tops of the feet down into the floor to make sure that you're still engaging your lower half. And then at the very top, as those elbows draw together, can you lift your chest a little bit higher? Take a break. You just want to focus your eyes in the direction of the floor so you're not putting any extra strain in your neck. 3, 2, 1. And if you're working a little bit harder, those feet are lifting up off of the floor as well. As your elbows draw towards your hips, see if you can even get a little bit of extra lift. And then really work to control back on the way down. Don't just take a break. Don't just fall down onto your mat. It's easy when you get that extra squeeze to really lift up and then drop down. Resist that though. And begin. So having the tops of your feet on the floor can help you, even if you're just working to find a tighter squeeze, a little bit more flexibility in that spine. Take a break. Sorry to turn my head away from you. I'm not trying to show you my ladies. And I don't have a lot of space. Begin. So really focus on that control on the way down, especially with your feet off of the floor. You'll notice it's a lot harder to slowly lower your chest back down to the mat. Take a break. Oh, my lower back is feeling worked. 3, 2, 1, begin. So if you've watched your screen at all, you've seen that I have switched it up each time. I've once kept my feet down on the floor, and on the next set, I lift my feet up off the floor to put into practice this big back Take a break. This big back move that I've really been working on when I had that extra stability. Oh, more than halfway. Begin. Remember, control on the way down. A nice long flat neck. Using your breath. Take a break. Three, two, one. Keep that chin neutral to your chest. Nice work. You've got one more after this. Last one. Hopefully that back is starting to feel a little tired. Might be uncomfortable, but should not hurt. Begin again. You got 10 seconds left. Can you find an extra little lift here as those elbows draw back? Work really slow on the way down. All right, you made it. Go ahead, make a little pillow with your hands. Place your forehead on the pillow. Bend your knees and just windshield wipe your feet right and left, right and left. Help to relieve any of that tension that just built up in your lower back. Tension, activation. All right, and then feel free to grab some water after you press yourself up. We've got 2 moves left, you guys. Ugh. Just 2 moves. Okay, so next up we have either duck walking, or you might have heard it called squat creeping. The difference is just whether you get your heels down on the floor, which would be duck walking, or squat creeping when you're more on the balls of your feet. The goal here for these 2 moves is to stay as low to the floor as possible. So you can open your feet nice and wide, and you're just going to step 1 foot forward, and you're rotating your hips to find that movement as you stay nice and low down here, either on the balls of your feet, as I'm showing you right this moment, or working to get those heels down and being more like a duck. If you're already like, girl, no. Then instead of going for this duck walking, you get to practice some of the kneeling get up like we did the other day. So just standing right down here on your knees and stepping 1 foot forward and then the other foot to join it, and actually standing up and sitting back down. Or if you need to take it even easier on yourself, just stepping 1 foot forward, maybe even press into a little bit of a hip opener and then bring yourself back. Or just switch it up. Hey-oh, hey-oh, hey-oh. I feel like I'm like working towards Russian bear dancing, which I also feel like maybe Kenley can do. Let's ask him one day. Okay, so come on for your duck walk or squat creep. Strengthening those ankles, knees, hip flexors. Okay, we start in 3, 2, 1, begin. I tell you what, I wish I was not on carpet right now. So really think about, as you put your foot down, of rotating open the other hip and switching the weight, and that's, hey-yo, a great way to find the movement. You're gonna go forward and then also work on going back. Try not, take a break. Try not to just rest on the back of your calves. Try to stay a little bit lifted. 3, 2, 1. And make sure you're still breathing. If you find that you're doing a little combo of duck walking and squat creeping, that's totally okay. Or maybe you're sticking with that kneeling get up. Take a break. Three, 2, 1. So either kneeling get up or just working on finding that range of motion if it's challenging for you to get that, well, foot forward, having your hands on your hips here is going to help for some balance. Think about making some 90-degree angles if you're staying down here with some variation of this. Take a break, kneel and get up. Three, 2, 1, begin. So really just working to have hips low. Hi. I feel very much like a Geico commercial right now. Like the Geico duck, right? Quack, quack. I haven't watched a commercial in so long. 3, 2, oh my gosh, here we go. And it's okay if you're moving nice and slow, if you're just focusing on shifting that weight. Oh, this is a great way to work on your squats. Take a break to work on those squats as well. More than halfway through. You're welcome. Begin again. You know, there's some things that you don't necessarily want to watch yourself doing on YouTube for the rest of your life. And I'm going to tell you, this is one. Take a break. Take a break. 3, 2, 1, begin again. Now, I don't even remember the last time that I duck walked. So, I'm being real and knowing that duck walking for all 8 rounds is maybe not the best thing for me to do. And I'm just going to come into this modification. Remember, you can also work on standing all the way up. 3, 2, 1, go for it. Still great way to work into those hip flexors, getting some flexion in those ankles as well. Keep breathing. Try smiling. Yay! Because great news, you guys, we've only got one more move to go today. Go ahead, grab yourself some water, shake it out, whatever feels good for you. I'm gonna give myself a little stretch right now on the top of my ankles by bringing my hands behind me and pressing the tops of my feet from kneeling onto the floor and lifting those knees up. It's just gonna bring a nice little stretch to the top of my ankles. The more you lift the knees, the more you're gonna feel it. Just an option. I'm going to bring the stretch a little bit more towards my thighs by bringing my knees back down towards the floor for just a supported quasi back bend. Great. Grab that water if you did not already. Last move of the day. Last move of the day is going to be some sort of a tricep dip. You know I love that crab walk, dip, kick, kick. Let me show you the easiest option that you can begin with. That would be just hanging out on the floor in tabletop. Or, yeah, in tabletop. Well, you don't have to be in tabletop. You can have your glutes on the floor with your fingertips pointing towards your knees. You're just going to bend your elbows and really press into those hands palms to squeeze right into those triceps to lift yourself up from there. You can work a little bit harder by lifting your glutes up off of the floor and still finding that press in your hands palms. Working even harder is just moving forwards and backwards, giving yourself an extra little tricep dip at the front. And if you want, when you get towards the back, challenging your balance, giving yourself a little kick, kick. If you can't reach all the way up towards that hand, can you at least lift one knee up off of the mat at a time? Do your best, have some fun. We start in 3, 2, 1, begin. myself an extra little tricep dip at the end. And then this little balance challenge, but truly just crab walking back and forth. You're still getting that bend and extend that you would if you were staying still. Take a break. This one can be a lot on your wrists though, so think about giving yourself some wrist exercises between. Get ready, and let's begin again. If you have more space than I do, feel free to crab walk across your entire room. Bam, bam. Take a break. Shake out those shoulders. Set yourself up. Let's not miss the timer. Here we go. Back and forth. Who's excited for 1 minute of hip thrusters? I'm excited. I didn't hear anyone else. Uncle Buck, take a break. You're not excited? Fred, you're not excited? What? Okay, 3, 2, 1. Really making sure you're pressing into that whole hand palm, not just into the pads of your fingers for support here. Take a break. The halfway mark. 3, 2, 1. Yay. Sorry I'm so quiet today, you guys. Just a little tired. Yay, take a break. The good news is we still did it though, right? No excuses. Begin again. The no excuses workout. There's always an opportunity for you to do something. The question is just, what can you do today? What is the best that you can bring to this moment right now? No judgment of any other day, any other moment. Take a break until we get to the Olympic challenge at the end, and then you get to judge yourself by a different day. 3, 2, 1, begin. Because I am going to ask you to do the Olympic challenge. We can do the same moves. We can do different moves. We can do all the moves next week. Who even knows? Let's see what Thursday brings also. Remember, the person you want to try and beat in your workouts is you. Who cares what I do? Take a break. Who cares what I do? I'm not you. I don't know what you're dealing with. I don't know your physical limitations. You don't know mine. 3. Begin again. So it's not just about comparing yourself to someone else. It's comparing yourself to the best version of you that you can be. Almost there, you guys. Yay! That was the last one. Okay. Let's hang out here for a sec. Just give yourself a couple shoulder moves. Thank you guys so much for coming today. My watch band broke, so losing track of time a little bit, like we're about to go a little long. I hope you can stick around a couple extra minutes for this Olympic challenge, also for a little bit of a cool down. So let's get 1 minute of thrusters in. I'm gonna set this timer right here. For 1 minute, you're just gonna do as many reps as possible. As many reps as possible, just one time. You count them, that's it. So for a squat thrust, you're gonna start from a standing position. You're going to put your hands down on the floor. You're either going to step or jump back into a plank. So everything in one line, not into a down dog, into a plank, and then you're going to step and jump back up. I don't remember if we said you had to stand up all the way. Yeah. Let's stand up. Okay, and then we'll go back down. All right, ready, you guys? Get ready to count how many you can do in a minute. 3, 2, 1, begin. Keep it up. Oh my God. I think I only got 15. That didn't feel so great. All right. Great. So take a couple moments, roll those shoulders out one more time. We're going to finish off with just a nice little cool down together right here. Go ahead and interlace those fingers behind your back. Stretch those knuckles down towards the floor. I'm not going to take up any more of your time today together after this, but I do encourage you, after we get this nice chest opening stretch, to see how long can you hold a plank. Do your best today. Maybe your best is 20 seconds. Maybe your best is 5 seconds. And then come back and find it again another day. Okay, sorry, we reached our arms up overhead. We're gonna bend at our elbows. Draw one elbow down behind you, other elbow up towards the ceiling. Back through to center. Opposite side. Awesome. Take some time down here on the mat to find some stretches in your legs. Some dragonflies. Legs nice and open with the forward folds. Some caterpillars. Some spine twists. Try to hold each of your stretches for 30 seconds each. Get your plank challenge on and move on with your day. Thank you guys so much for coming today. Thank you for your patience as we went a little bit longer than usual. I appreciate you. I hope that you appreciate yourself and whatever it is you found you could do. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you guys soon.